Hi everyone. So today I'll be going over my Bath and Body Works empties that I used up as well as my family used up within the last 2.5 months. We don't go through a lot of products, so I don't do these videos every single month. So soaps. First fragrance that we finished up is Strawberry Pound Cake in the Foaming Hand Soap. This is pretty old. Retail price $7.50. Now they're like $7.95. Fragrance notes are fresh strawberries, golden shortcake, and whipped cream. So I believe this particular one was from 2021 because it does have a 1 at the bottom. I do find though that some soaps, the foam is a lot thicker and then sometimes the foam is really runny. So I believe one of these was really runny. I don't know if you can tell that this is how the top was supposed to look like, but I don't know if I exchanged it because an older one worked better perhaps. But anyways, my parents were kind of sick and tired of the scent just because I bought maybe back during the 2021 or 2022 SAS, I bought about, I want to say 8 gift sets of Strawberry Pound Cake. So it came with a single mason jar candle with this soap. So I was planning to give it as a gift, or I don't know if it was supposed to be for a baby shower gift or something, but I ended up keeping it. So I was left with all these soaps to finish and they were getting quite old. I don't know if they didn't like it because it was too foody or perhaps because they were just tired of the scent. But this is a good fragrance. I would repurchase it. I really like Strawberry Pound Cake. I do think that the scent has been minorly tweaked over the years, but this one I do like it and it's not too like sickeningly artificial, at least not in the hand soap. And it doesn't linger on your hands for too long, which I feel like would be a bad thing in hand soap form. So there is that, but my parents don't want to see it anytime soon. Next one, we have a scent that I don't like in the candle format, but I really like it in the hand soap. Pink Apple Punch. I believe this one's old as well. Yeah, $7.50. Fragrance notes, crisp apple, sun-kissed melon, and sugar crystals. So this one does smell very artificial to me, but in a hand soap, I feel like you're just left with this like nondescript sweetness. My parents thought it was okay. I feel like if they had to choose between foodie gourmand scents and like candy signally sweet scents, they would choose candy signally sweet scents. So this is a scent that I would repurchase, but I personally don't like it how it smells in the Wallflower or in the candle. It's just a bit much. But yeah, there is Pink Apple Punch. And so far, all of these I purchased for 75% off, which is typically where I tend to, or the sale that I tend to buy all my hand soaps. Okay, next one, of course, another 75% off soap. We have Afternoon Apple Picking because my parents later told me, or I don't know if their preferences changed, that they enjoy the gel hand soaps, especially when it's the summertime and you feel like you have more like grease or sweat in your hands. So they feel like this gives a deeper clean. This one is a scent that my mom really, really liked. So the fragrance notes are succulent pear, cinnamon, oh, and crisp apple. So this one is retail price $7.50. So this one, I feel like that pear note really tones down that apple. I like it that it's not a super red, like not red, but like an overcooked, overbaked apple. It's very much like fresh off of the tree. And then the cinnamon note in here isn't a lot, which I do like. And I feel like when I use it, I don't pick up a lot on the cinnamon, which I think if I did, it'd be a little bit too much. So my mom really liked it. She made a comment quite a few times. So I would repurchase this scent, not necessarily for myself, but for my parents. I feel like they like more fruit, clean, lemon, even masculine scents. I think that they don't mind it in hand soap. And I think I'll just save all the foodie gourmands for myself. So there is that one. Next, going on to 2 shower steamers. One of them, no, I think both of these are for my sister. The first one that my sister finished up all on her own is the eucalyptus and spearmint. Here are the shower steamers. So I asked her how she felt about this one, and I have used this again, but I'll give you her input. So she doesn't really care for this scent, and I think it's mainly because of the eucalyptus. She says when she uses it in the shower, it is noticeable, but she feels like it sometimes stings her eyes, which I feel like it's not that strong. So I don't know why it would be stinging her eyes. So I'm assuming it's one of the essential oils in here. I personally think this is one of the stronger Bath and Body Works shower steamers, but it does finish up soon. So what we found is that we end up using soap savers or shower savers, and I feel like it extends the life of the shower steamer. So this one I wouldn't repurchase, and she wouldn't repurchase it either. However, I feel like if you want a somewhat strong shower steamer, try either this one or the lavender and vanilla. Going on to one that both my sister and I finished. I believe I used two of these and she finished up the rest. This one is in Calming Skies, lavender and peppermint. So this one I thought I was gonna really love the scent because when you just open it, it smells really nice. The lavender isn't too in your face. You do get a peppermint, but it's more of like of a softer double mint gum type of a peppermint. And I was really disappointed because both my sister and I tried this in the shower and it just wasn't really giving, like not even what this eucalyptus spearmint one was giving. And I feel like with or over the years, the shower steamers have become less potent and they weren't even potent to begin with. But anyways, I really love the scent. I feel like I should have gotten this in a candle format or like a bubble bath or like shower gel spray or whatever. The scent itself is good, but this just didn't really work out. I tried doing an even exchange and switching these out for the lavender and vanilla shower steamers, but I guess I went to a store that even if the let's see, even if the retail price of it is the same. So I tried to exchange it for one that was $18.95 or $18.50. And essentially they wanted me to pay the difference. So almost like $15 per shower steamer. So I just ended up returning them. Yeah, that's all to say that this wouldn't be a shower steamer scent that I would repurchase. I wish it was a bit stronger. So unfortunately, I feel like it'd be a better option to get the mist form and just spray wherever you're taking your shower. And I think you'll get more scent out of it that way. Or perhaps, yeah, just these shower steamers aren't really it. So unfortunately, this isn't a repurchase and I wouldn't recommend it. Lovely scent though. Okay, next going on to Wallflowers. Two of these are for my sister, and she did get these from my sister shops, my Wallflower stash. First one is Cuddle Weather. So I'm glad she picked this one out because it reminds me a lot of like a gingerbread type of a scent. So this one, the fragrance notes are gingerbread tea, cinnamon shortbread, and cozy blanket. So I don't get a lot of like of a cashmere wool scent from the blanket fragrance note, but this essentially just reminds me of like a gingerbread house or a gingerbread cookie. I feel like it has that cinnamon that doesn't lean craft store. It leans a little bit sweeter. She initially really liked this particular wallflower, but I don't know if she easily gets tired of the scents. She uses her wallflower pretty much high, except for the first like 3 or 4 days where she has it on low because it's a bit intense. Yeah, but yeah, she just she just gets tired of it. So I have the older dual switching plug that Bath and Body Works used to sell, but I only have one of them, so I don't know if I want to give it to her. But if I did, I think she would get tired of these scents less easily. So I personally don't like this scent, and I think that she wouldn't repurchase this or get this from my stash. Next empty that my sister used up, we have a blend, cinnamon spice vanilla and Paris cafe, and this smells awesome in the candle. I regret so much not picking it up because, or maybe I did pick it up and I just got one, or perhaps I burned it already. Who knows? But the scent hasn't come back again. I really love the blend of these two particular fragrances. I think it has the notes. Yeah, so it has rich roasted coffee, vanilla cream, ground cinnamon, and sugar crystals. So Paris Cafe is normally really bitter, and I feel like the cinnamon spice vanilla just adds a level of sweetness, more of like of a latte type of a scent, instead of it being like bitter roasted coffee mixed in with bread. Or sometimes just the cinnamon spice vanilla just smells like a pretty basic vanilla fragrance. So this was a really good blend. I feel like it should come back again out of all the kind of weird ones like twisted peppermint and what was the other one? Pumpkin spice latte. I did not like that one. But anyways, I would repurchase this one, but my sister, again, she liked it how it smelled when I opened up the wallflower, but after a while she got tired of it. So she personally wouldn't pick this up again. I personally would. I kind of regret giving her one. I don't know if I have a backup, but yeah, she wouldn't get it, but I would definitely purchase this again, especially if it came out in a candle format. All right, going on to wallflower plugs that I finished up. I ended up using one just plain Paris Cafe. Fragrance notes of this say, oh my gosh, it says rich roasted coffee, sugared brioche, vanilla cream. This one smelled almost like rubbing alcohol when I opened up the cap, and I was a bit worried, but thankfully, it went pretty well when the wallflower plug warmed it up. I don't know how it transformed. I barely get the brioche French toast. I think it's not a one-to-one likeness to the candle specifically. I feel like the candle, you get a little bit more of that roasted coffee. And in this one, it just smells kind of almost like of a boozy, not rum, but like it's a bit alcoholic. So I don't know if the alcohol note in here is distorting the coffee note, because while you do get coffee, it's more of like of a plain kind of bland coffee versus the candle. I feel like it's a little bit more like charred coffee, bitter coffee. But anyways, while this was maybe about like right here, it stopped working, and I was a bit worried because normally I don't have any issues with my wallflowers going down. And then, okay, little story here. I ended up noticing that this plug this little wick part right here, it completely like flared out. So I ended up taking it off and thinking, oh, some people use the Wallflower refill liquid in a tea light warmer, just in a warmer in general. And I think that was such a bad mistake because it just didn't smell good. It doesn't smell good when you just smell it like this. It doesn't smell good unless it's in the Wallflower plug, is what I'm saying. I think it got too hot and it ended up smelling scorched, and I'm surprised my tea light warmer didn't like break or something. I don't know if I would repurchase this, but hopefully I don't have that issue with the wick kind of coming undone, because I need to test out to see if that particular plug got messed up, because it did start leaking a bit. So next time when I switch out a different fragrance, I'll see if I'm able to smell it. And if not, then that particular plug, I'm going to have to put it in my empties, because I definitely don't want to use a defective plug. Next Wallflower plug that I used up, we have Almond Croissant. So I really love this Wallflower plug, but I feel like it doesn't smell like the candle, because while when I open up the cap and I smell it, it does smell like the candle when it is warming in the plug. I feel like it smells almost like of a sugar cookie, which is a bit weird, because on like if I were to just open it right here, it does smell like the candle. It smells like toasted almonds that have been baked into this croissant dough. So fragrance notes are toasted almonds, vanilla glaze, flaky croissant. So I think the note that I pick up more in the plug is the vanilla glaze for sure, because it smells very sugary. Barely get any toasted almond note. If there is, it's like a very small nuance in the background. So I really love this particular fragrance, but that's all to say, I feel like it doesn't smell exactly like the candle does. So I can see why some people would be disappointed if you want this to smell exactly like the candle. But I would repurchase that. I think my sister said it smelled nice, but she couldn't really pinpoint, and I think it's just because of that vague sweetness of the sugary scent note. Okay, lastly, going on to candles, my sister was the only one who finished up a 3-wick candle, and that was Candy Emporium. I did stop by her room to smell this. So she personally didn't really care for this particular fragrance. This is a candle that she got when she shopped in my SAS stash. Fragrance notes say fruity candy, sweet confections, pillowy mints with natural essential oils. So this is the older price point of $24.95. So again, it's kind of my sister's fault, but she likes burning her candles for hours on end. That's why oftentimes her wicks travel, because since she leaves it on for so long, the wick glue comes undone. So it was a little bit like discolored, the wax, but the candle pretty much smells like how it smelled to begin with. I remember when this came out, a lot of people said that it smelled like a millennial handbag, and I think that's so true, because there's something almost like of a chapstick lip gloss note in here, along with the mints that you would find probably in your purse. I do smell this almost like of a, I don't know if this candle was the Red Bull, but it almost smells like a little bit like an energy drink, or just some inedible even though energy drinks are like drinkable, I feel like they sometimes taste a little weird. But I do pick up this like almost fake berry type of a note. I know it says fruity candy, but I don't really get like a sickeningly sweet scent. It almost smells like a carbonated drink. Yeah, like a Red Bull, energy bowl. So anyways, the strength and throw of this in her room, I would give the strength around a 6 or 7. To her, she also likes really strong fragrances, so she wouldn't classify this as unscented, but she wouldn't classify it as strong. So I personally would put it around the light medium range, but it did travel quite a bit. And I think it's because of that like indescribable like chapstick type scent note in here. So she wouldn't repurchase it and I wouldn't repurchase it, but I did get it for 75% off. Okay, let me go on to, I guess, my sister's honorary mentions, which I think most of these empties are hers. So we have a hot cocoa and cream single wick. If you can tell, there was a bit of sooting right here. I think it was because her wick was kind of leaning towards one side, and it did get really hot and bright, which I think led to a stronger strength and throw. But I mean, single wicks, I feel like I only get up to like a 3 out of 10. And this was pretty much what this candle was. It didn't really project much in her room. The fragrance notes to this say decadent milk chocolate, fresh steamed milk, mini marshmallows with natural essential oils. So my sister and I really like the hot cocoa and cream candle. Normally it's pretty strong, at least the medium, so like 8 out of 10. But with single wicks, you really have to burn several of these, at least 2 at a time. So going forward, my sister and I will only get these single wicks to use it in our candle crocks, or for me to use it in my, or underneath my candle lamp. So this is a scent we really like. I think I have enough hot cocoa and cream single wicks, and my sister just really dislikes the new signature single wick because I feel like since the glass is a bit thinner, it doesn't get as hot as a mason jar style. So there is that great scent. Horrible, well, not horrible format, but like subpar format that it doesn't do the scent justice. Okay, next going on to a mason jar. I feel like my sister would have burned this if she would have known how badly the signature single wicks are. So this is a scent that my mom really loves. Each time my sister had this in the crock, she would compliment it and go over and like give it like a little whiff. So this is Girlfriend. Fragrance notes, dark strawberries, ghostly, peony, spine-chilling citrus. So all the waxes here because she put this in her candle crock. I really love the vibrant wax. So I personally would burn this. I think going forward, I'm going to try to, for the mason jars, I'm going to try to burn them and then maybe burn them like 3 or 4 times. And then if they're not performing, then I'll put it in a candle crock. Because another thing with putting a full unburned candle in the candle crock, it sometimes spills over, or it doesn't leak. So what happens is that the crock warms it from the bottom. So then you get this big chunk of like hardened wax and it falls, and it sometimes like splashes over. That's happened to my sister quite a few times. But the scent is really nice, and I think this lasted about a month in her room. So this candle was pretty strong in her candle crock, and it did project quite well. So my mom liked it, my sister liked it, and I liked it, and we would all repurchase it. Next, going on to Pink Lavender and Espresso. This is the signature single wick that my sister burned. This one didn't have as like many burn issues in terms of sooting. So this one, the fragrance notes are rich pink lavender, caramel espresso bean, smooth vanilla with natural essential oils. So this one, she opted to burn it instead of putting it in her candle crock. And I feel like this would have been a scent that would have done a bit better in the crock, because this one was pretty light. It was lighter than hot cocoa and cream. It could be that hot cocoa and cream was like the flame was too strong, bright, hence the sooting. That's why it gave off more strength and throw, versus this one, it was a bit mild. So I would give it more around a 2 out of 10. And she didn't really care for the scent, but I know that when we went shopping during the winter SAS, she really liked the Wallflower refill. So it could be that she likes this scent, but just didn't care for the format, or was turned off because of the performance. So I personally think that this candle, or I feel like this scent is okay, but I wouldn't go out of my way to purchase it. And my sister, she might repurchase it if she enjoys the Wallflower refill. But as far as a signature single wick in Pink Lavender Espresso, I don't think she needs another one. Going on to another single wick that my sister burned. This is Emily in Paris Macaron Cloud. She really loved this fragrance, especially when she smelled it on cold. I believe I gave her a 3 wick, and I gave her, or when she shopped my stash, she ended up picking up 2 of these signature single wicks. So this one, the fragrance notes are Macaron Delight, Parisian Spun Sugar, Pink Berries. I think this smells nothing like a macaron, like dessert. I feel like if anything, it smells more like taffy, which hence why I think it's a repackage, or if not like a very similar fragrance to Boardwalk Taffy. I think you get more of the spun sugar and the berries than you do this like almond macaron foodie type of a scent. There is a little bit of nuance to it, but not enough to say that this is a gourmand scent. So this is how her burn ended up being. If you notice, it's pretty flat at the bottom because she still had quite a bit of wax left over. And since I like the scent, I ended up putting this in my bottom plate candle warmer. I believe I did the same thing with her hot cocoa and cream. I didn't really care for pink lavender espresso, so I didn't use it in my hot plate. But this is a scent that was extremely light. I want to say it was even lighter than the pink lavender and espresso initially, where the flame was like really, really low and it just took hours on end to fully pull out. So while we both really love the scent, it didn't perform, and she's going to try to put this in her candle crock for the other one that she has. So hopefully it performs better in her crock than it did burning because it was pretty lightly scented. Next, going on to yet another candle that my sister finished. I also coincidentally was finishing up a candle in the same scent, chocolate covered orange, that came out during, I believe, the winter 2024 collection. So the fragrance notes of this read juicy orange slices, creamy milk chocolate, and sweet sugar crystals. So essentially the chocolate note in here doesn't smell like the one in like hot fudge drizzle or like hot fudge sundae. I think it smells more of just hot cocoa and cream, like of a powdery hot cocoa mixed in with a little bit of an orange scent. So we both ended up burning it. If you can see, I don't know if you can tell which one's mine and which one's my sister's. The one over here to the right is my sister's. So she had a lot of Klingon wax. I didn't really, but I feel like I left it burning for a little bit longer. I don't know. I feel like she also leaves her candles burning a little bit longer. So I'm not quite sure why she had so much wax residue on the side. But it could be that I also put this in my bottom plate warmer, so maybe that helped kind of move some of the Klingon wax to the bottom. So yeah, this one, it could have been a little bit stronger. I have another one that I think I'll just put in my candle crock because again, the strength and throw of this was closer to a 3 out of 10, but for my sister, since she was having like pulling out issues, I think it was a little bit lighter than mine. So here's how hers looks like. Not really the best burn. Not sure exactly what happened, but yeah, I feel like this fragrance won't come back, or Bath and Body Works won't bring it back. But if they do, I wish that they would tweak it a little bit and exchange the chocolate note for more of like of a hot fudge chocolate instead of it being like a dry, powdery hot cocoa scent. Last candle that we used up was Black Cherry Seltzer in the Tester Signature Single Wick. Tester mean it was like the old Try Me ones that you had next to the Wallflowers. So this one's at the older price point of $15.50. Fragrance notes: black cherries, filthy seltzer water, cane sugar. And so I gave this to my mom because she always burns a candle on the first of every month in the kitchen. And everyone really loved this scent. And surprisingly, despite the fact that my kitchen's pretty small, but it's pretty open concept, I feel like each time you would walk by, you would always smell this candle. So I don't know if the airflow is just really great in there, but this is a really nice fragrance. I feel like it is very like bubbly, yet still bright despite the fact that black cherry, like a black cherry note, is used in here. This particular scent did come out under a different name. It was during a winter collection, and I have a feeling it wasn't called Black Cherry Seltzer, but I just can't remember what it was called. It was when those candles had like a scent story, like Santa's done or he needs a drink after work or something like that. So yeah, this is a scent that I would repurchase. I believe I have like 2 or 3 more of these, not in the signature single wick, but in the 3-wick candle, and I can't wait to burn it because I believe when I burned it the first year it came out, it didn't really give me much issues besides the fact that you know what? Scratch that. It did give me some issues. I believe that the wax ended up getting a little bit murky, but I don't think that the scent ended up changing. All right, so those were all the empties for Bath and Body Works. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a great day. Okay, bye.